Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, chapter number 2, text number 4. Arjuna is speaking. Arjuna Vacha Katam Bhishmam Maham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudanaha Yasuvi Pratiyotsyami Pujarho Arishodanaha. Translation purport given by His Divine English Rishi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna said, O killer of enemy, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in the battle? In battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship. Respectable superiors like Bhishma and grandfather Dronacharya, the teacher, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counterattacked. It is a general etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight. Even if they are somehow sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counterattack them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather Ugrasen or his teacher Shandipamuni? These were some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna. Interesting. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranminitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupaka Dhamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Tungam Langayate Gram Yatkripatamaham De Shri Guru Dinataram Hare Krishna. So, this is a final arguments. Actually, it is very interesting to deep dive and then try to understand this further. Now, these are the words which are coming from Arjuna. It's from total exhaustion. He's exhausted totally. Now, before we jump into this, an important aspect we need to understand. Gopi Vartur Padakamalaya Dasa 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 Dasana Dasa. 5 నిమిషాలు వస్తాను. We are part and parcel of the Lord, right? We are part and parcel of the Lord, and that part and parcel has an eternal relation with the Lord, and we are eternally servitive. We serve the Lord in different ways through our own individual nature, through connection with the Lord, we serve Him, right? Now, when that is clear, if the Jiva is doing something eternally, that means he should be happy of what he is doing it. If he is not happy what he is doing it, he cannot do it eternally. For example, if the mother likes to take care of the children, then she does it irrespective of the situation, which we see. Our mothers are very expert in that, where they take care of the children very nicely. That means the children are accepting, not accepting. The children are congenial or not congenial. They're rebellious also. Still, the mother does the service which she's supposed to do. That means, is she doing just like that? Proper mentions about this. When we are serving the Lord eternally, That means that's a clear indication that the jiva is not frustrated. He is not frustrated. But when he serves the material nature, he is frustrated. Now that exact frustration we see in Arjuna. Now why Arjuna is frustrated, we need to understand that also. Now before we come into that, let us understand or analyze this thing. For example, what is the reason of frustration? Why do we get frustrated? So many reasons. But what are the core reasons? Whatever we are expecting, that thing is not met, then we are frustrated. This is the primary. Now, what is that expectation? Now, that expectation can be anything. If it is fully Krishna conscious, that expectation, if that expectation is not met, we are doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. That didn't work out. So, we don't get that dejected. We have some pain because it is the service of the Lord. We feel dejected, but that dejection is good. But that dejection does not lead to frustration. Please understand this. In the spiritual world, there are unlimited ways the devotees are serving the Lord in unlimited ways. But even though the services are never met, they're not frustrated. If you actually see the Govardhan Leela, where the Lord lifts the Govardhan hill, but before that happened, all the devotees were in a different, difficult state of perplexity. Just like Arjuna is in a state of perplexity, those devotees were also in a state of perplexity, anxiety, lot of anxiety. But what did they do? They immediately run towards the Lord. Please understand. That means Jiva did not forget the natural propensity. He is not forgetting. But for us, when we are in the material world, as we are afflicted through the material nature, we forget. We tend to forget. Actually, once in a while we remember. Most of the time we forget. Now that is a core reason why Jiva is frustrated here. Because that frustration is coming through the association of this material nature, not through association with the Lord. Because in the association of the Lord, the Jiva is always eternal. If something it is eternal, there is no frustration actually. Now here, Prabhupada mentions that Arjuna has been kept in that state. Likewise, the conditioned souls in this world, we are actually kept in a perplexed state. Through that perplexity, what is happening is we are taking the association of the material nature, and that association of material nature eventually is giving us frustration. Right now, today, we are not frustrated because the result might not come, but when the result is coming, we will be frustrated. For example, I'll tell. If we are not training up our children as per the science of Krishna consciousness, I'm just giving an example. Let us take the same example which we took. Mother, if the children are not listening, she will pursue, she'll perform and it. She's not frustrated with that. Please understand. Right? She's doing out of love. They have that relation. But that love is intensified when she does on behalf of the Lord. Please understand. When she does on behalf of the spiritual master, on behalf of the acharyas. Now, this love is more intense. There are different gradations of love. Connection of mother with the child is one level of connection. But same connection of the mother with the child through the channel of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, that is different level. It is a different plane. That plane, one cannot break that plane. Please understand. Because our mother is always connected to the child. You see, so many people in this material world, they also take care of their children. But if you actually see, most of them, they lead to frustration. You know why they lead to frustration? They tell, my child went to America. Now he's not talking to us anymore. We are kind of dejected. We are alone here. But that frustration is covered up because they feel that my child is earning a lot of money. Because through that is the frustration is little covered up. But if you actually technically say their heart and heart, they're frustrated because we have just spent so much in our life. Now our child is not reciprocated. Because why? Because they are associated through the material nature. That frustration didn't come when they were taking care of the child when he was a child. But that frustration came when the child left the parent. No, he's not taking care of he's not talking also to the parents. Oh, that is a real frustration. Because now what is happening all through the life, they took care of the child. Now the child is not reciprocated. He's not reciprocated. Why will he? There is a wife, he has the children, so much to take care. He's getting what he is supposed to get. Now, whatever he got from his parents, the parents are no longer useful for that anymore. So now he's adult. He can do independent of that. Please understand this be a devotee. So this understanding we need to understand. Now let us come to the state of Arjuna. But before coming to that, let me conclude this. Because this is important. If you understand this, it's very helpful. Because Jiva is always kept in a perplexed state because he's in the material nature. And through that perplexed state, he doesn't know which association is taking. Obviously, there's only one here, material nature. So he will take material nature association. Only when he comes to the association of Guru Sadhu Shastra, he will actually understand that there is something superior to this. And through that superiority, he'll take that association. But here, what is happening? Here, what is happening? Frustration only. That's why to give up this frustration, what is the only solution here? Sense gratification. But that sense gratification also will not give happiness. Who said that sense gratification will give happiness? I haven't seen one person very fully satisfied or gratifying the senses. No, they get little happiness. They do something else. And then they come back to the first happiness. They do something else. Again, they come back to the second one. So they change it. If they're getting happiness, they should continue it now. Why are they not continuing it? If they're not continuing it, means there's no happiness in that. So it's very simple thing, right? If you are, let's say, if you are gaining so much by doing one thing, why don't you repeat the same thing? You'll gain so much because you already gained something. And you repeat that, you'll gain more and more. But you are not gaining that. That's why they're changing. That is the whole reason why Monday to Friday is only work. Why people don't work from Monday to Sunday? Because they need some break. They cannot continue to work like that because that is not giving them happiness. Example, nobody will go and work in the office if you do. If the company is saying that a company is in loss, let us do 2 months voluntary. Nobody will do that. They say that they will continue, but within 2-3 weeks they will leave the company. Because who will work for free? Anyhow, they are frustrated in this world. If they are not giving money also, they are fully frustrated. So they will not do that. Because what is happening? They have a platform here. In the material world, there is a platform. And that platform is how? Is what? That platform is on a temporary level. That's why mother, when she takes care of the child, she is happy. She will do selfless only. In one way, it is selfless. But on the other side, eventually, when the son becomes rebellious, he will turn the other side. That is where the frustration begins. Actually, our Shastra says that whoever has a son is not a son actually. Is actually enemy from his previous life. Now that person will come here as a son. Because most of the sons who frustrate the parents, those are all not normal personalities. Those personalities are those personalities in their previous life who were enemies. That means this person was an enemy. That means this person who is becoming a son was actually being suffered by that person in his previous life. Now that person is taking a turn now. Because that person will serve him continuously. And then after that he will use him. This is exactly what is happening. And then eventually the father will cultivate grudge on the son. And this is continuous vicious cycle. This is how the material nature is running. So that vicious cycle is going again and again. Now, on the similar lines, Arjuna is little frustrated here, not little, too much frustrated, because he's telling Krishna only, Ara, you are telling me to kill grandfather Bhishmadev, but you are not killing your Ugrasen is also your grandfather. Na? You killed all the demons, but you did not kill Ugrasen. Krishna's grandfather is Ugrasen. He's not telling. Arjuna is telling actually, pointing out that point directly. Now you did not kill your spiritual master. Sandipa Muni, you did not kill him. Now you are asking me to kill Dronacharya? What is this? What kind of dharma is this? Now, when a person becomes frustrated, generally what happens is he speaks so many things. And even the other person who is speaking, he'll not hear. This happens in the material nature. Now, Arjuna's case is different. He's a spiritual personality. He's an empowered soul. But if you actually see, technically all those things which he has spoken, Krishna is not even speaking a word. Please understand this. वो बहुत बोला है Arjuna. He told so many things. Arjuna told so many things. But Krishna is not even speaking a word. No, he understands. Whatever he's speaking is not worth of a shot. Because what Arjuna is telling is he's actually proposing what's going to happen in the future. There's so many details actually. Now here's another detail. Now you are asking me to kill my family members, but you didn't kill your family members. That means now he's going to the peak and then he suddenly falls. Just like the stock market or gold prices. They go, increase, stop, suddenly fall. Likewise, when the person is in a different state, this is what happens in the material. If you are taking association as a material nature, this is what is happening. Happiness, oh, so much happiness. Oh, you got a car. Oh, yeah, so happy. Oh, you got promotion. Yeah, great. What is happening? The happiness increasing. Suddenly they fire the person. Falls down. Happiness. Oh, they fired me. Oh, this problem, that problem. Oh, my father, she is not good. He is not good. So many problems. This problem. My child is not hearing. What is happening? Are at one time, yesterday you told me your child is very great. Yes, that was yesterday, not today. What is happening? Taking the association is material nature. When we take the association of this material nature, what happens is this is what we see. Abu Dubu. That means simultaneously at one moment you see elated happiness, on the other side we see no happiness. Now what is that exactly happening here, dear devotees? What is that happening? The problem of the jiva is being shown here. Please understand. Arjuna's life is for that only actually. Please understand. Arjuna speaking all of those things is to teach every condition soul in this world that yes, you all are in this state only. You're telling we are all in this state only. We need to correct our consciousness. We need to uplift our consciousness. If you hear a word from a person, how the heart is reacting. For example, you are sitting here, somebody is calling, and you know that person who is actually speaking on the phone. You hear his word, his voice. How is the heart reacting? Is the heart reacting in a positive or a negative way? But you didn't see the person. You just heard the voice. Even at that moment, also it counts actually. For example, if my attitude with that particular person is actually speaking on the phone is not right, then means I will have enmity to that person. Now another question will come. Why is it Arjuna speaking like this? What are the reasons of the frustration? Why is he thinking like this? Krishna is his friend, na? Arjuna's friend only. Why is Arjuna speaking like this? Why is he finding faults in Krishna? This is actually finding fault in Krishna. Please understand. You see this. Let me read through this sloka. He says, are a killer of enemy or killer of Madhu? How can I counter attack with arrows and battlemen like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? Then this is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. Are Krishna, who would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather? He's actually telling, oh, killer of enemy, oh, Madhu, how can I counteract with arrows in battlefield? Like Bhishma and Drona were worthy of my worship. How can I do it? That's what Prabhupada is mentioning. So we need to understand the acharyas, what they are telling, because only through the words of acharyas we can know. Here, actually, Arjuna indirectly is telling, Are you are not, you are asking me to kill my grandfather. What, how is that possible? You didn't kill them, but you are asking me to kill. They are worth of a worship. What does it mean, worth of a worship? That means he worships them very nicely. That also he learned from the scriptures only. Who doesn't worship? Prahlad Maharaj, he didn't worship his father, he worshipped his father. Even though his father was very envious towards Prahlad Maharaj, he worshipped him. Worthy of his worship, he's a father. How can he kill his father? Now, Prahlad Maharaj, when he saw his father was being killed, he is praying to Lord Narasimha, please, please, please ensure that my father goes to goes to your loka. Please, please. Even though he has done so many sinful activities, no, no, please, please. Ensure that my father goes there. Why is he telling like that? Because of a relation. Because he owes his father. Because he's given him everything. No, even though he knows that Krishna is the source of everything, but still, on the plane, on this material plane, he is his father. So he's actually telling, please, please, please take care of my father. Likewise, here Arjuna is clearly telling, how can I kill? They're worth of a worship because they worship. Na? That is also from scriptures. That means he's quoting everything from the scriptures, but still he's frustrated. Please understand. They don't. This is a whole reason why I point out this again and again. Because even though we know all the scriptures, if we don't know the scriptures as per our acharyas, as per their words, we'll be frustrated. That is another angle Arjuna is actually showing here. Please understand here. अर्जुना इज वो स्क्रिप्चर से ही बोल रहा है वो सही है एक्चुअली इट इज ट्रू ओनली हु विल किल भीष्मदेव नो बडी विल किल भीष्मदेव हु विल किल द्रोणाचार्य नो बडी विल किल द्रोणाचार्य Arjuna is in that state his grandfather his teacher who trained him everything his grandfather who gave his life who gave him life actually and if a person who has given him so much doesn't he be grateful to that person he is actually grateful through that gratitude what is he doing he's worshiping. Now here Arjuna is showing that angle also. What is he showing? Even though we are following the scriptures, if we are not understanding as per their Acharya's words, now here another core reason why Arjuna is in that state. Because he disobeyed the words of the Lord. Please understand. Even though you know so many scriptures, does Hiranyakashipu doesn't know scriptures? He knows everything. You know, why was he a failure? He was a rebellious candidate to the Lord. Now Arjuna is arguing means he didn't like what Krishna is telling. Is that not going against him? Yes, it is going against him. That means if a person is kept in the material plane, he is against the Lord only. Please understand. Now Arjuna is kept in the material plane. That's why he is speaking like this. Now the same Arjuna, when Krishna left, even when he went back home, back to Godhead, Arjuna is telling again, oh my dear Lord, at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, you gave me all the strength. That's why I could fight. Because what happened after Krishna left means he would lost battle. He couldn't protect the queens of the Lord. Just in front of some infidels who are not like empowered personalities, who are not like Narayana Senya directly came from there. No, the normal people. Arjuna lost to them. The same Arjuna who killed thousands of people on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, crores of people. That Arjuna who lost with small people, normal people. Then he understood, oh, Krishna, at that time you gave me the strength. Now you took away the strength. Please understand that strength is coming to Arjuna now through his change in attitude. Because up until he is rebellious, up until he's arguing to what Krishna is supposed to say, there's no Gita actually. There, what is if it is continuous argument, there's no Gita discussion only. Please understand here. It's very important. Let's say This chapter one discussion, which we have read until now. Now we are in chapter two. There is a little discussion going on more. Two more discussions are there before we jump into 2.7. That means final crash comes at 2.7. Still, there is some act going on. We can understand in which plane which words are coming. Please understand. This is a material plane. These words are coming from Arjuna because Krishna personally kept him in that plane. Just like we are kept in this material plane. We are in the material plane only. That's why sometimes we want to hear, sometimes we don't want to hear, sometimes we don't want, sometimes we want to take rest, sometimes we want to do this, sometimes this body doesn't allow, sometimes we want to do that, but we cannot practice. What is that? What is all these things? This is all the turbulences which do occur in one's body, in one's life. This cough is coming to this body, not to the consciousness. If you are diseased, the disease is to this body, not to the consciousness. That means the consciousness should not be affected, but the consciousness is affecting. Why the consciousness is affecting? Because the consciousness is seen through this body. Please understand. For example, if somebody is telling us somewhere, you are full number one. Somebody told us, you are a full number one. Immediately our face becomes drawn. We get dejected. Oh, this person called me full number one. I did so much to him. When he first came to Krishna consciousness, I gave him prasad first. I took him to my home. I showed him, I told this is what Srila Prabhupada is. I told him how to read Bhagavad Gita. I told him what is a purport, what is a translation. I told him how to wear dhoti. And that person today is telling me full number one. Person is so much dejected. Because what is happening all through this, one thing is common. I. When that I is there, this I is called as false ego, dear devotees. Welcome about. The false ego is very dangerous. No one understands that we are doing bhakti through false ego or true ego. They cannot understand actually. Please understand, when the bhakti is leading to frustration, please understand that bhakti is not bhakti. It is actually done through false ego. That means through false ego, what is happening is we cannot go on, we cannot understand. Because we think that the same example. When a person is telling us full number one, I mean, we don't we don't see, but we take it to the heart. We don't really understand the situation. We immediately take it to the heart and then become dejected. Well, taking it to the heart is not right. We should understand what we should take to the heart, what we shouldn't. Because if we condition so, for example, let us know why let us say that person become pure devotee. That pure devotee is telling us full number. That is good now. Because he's become pure devotee. He's blessing us. Yes, yes, yes. Full number, you're full number. But it's a blessing for us. So why are we dejected to that? Why we are dejected? Because we brought that person to the moment. Somehow we got connected him to the moment. Now we did not progress, but that person we progressed so much. Please understand. Because I brought na, I created na. You see, this I is very deep actually. It's very deep, difficult to understand also. That I is also one of the reasons. Because Arjuna is telling, I am worshipping Krishna. What are you telling? You want me to kill the people who I worship? Krishna, what's happening here? And you don't kill your grandfather, but you're asking me to kill my grandfather, but I respect them so much. Do we see Krishna is responding to all these things? No. That means what is all of these things? It's all an illusion. Why it is an illusion? Because it is not in alliance or connection with the Lord. Dear devotees, anything which you touch in this world, if it is not connected to the Lord, it will lead to frustration. कुछ भी पकड़ लो. You take these words, anything you touch, I repeat again, anything you touch in this world, It is not connected to Guru Sadhu Shastra and the Lord. Supreme Personality God, Krishna. It will lead to frustration. Prabhupada's words, actually, these are Prabhupada's words. It means when the Jiva is an eternal relationship with the Lord, eternal everything. The Jiva is eternal means please understand that eternal doesn't come through frustration. That is the whole point of our discussion today. But that frustration is coming means we need to understand we are connected to the material nature. This is what exactly is happening to Arjuna. Is actually clearly showing, दिखा रहा है अपने को. Bhagavad Gita is showing us this is naked truth actually. But this truth is only understood through Guru Parampara. Otherwise, it cannot be understood. Otherwise, this truth is all hidden. For example, if you are not connected to the acharyas, to the spiritual master, the same purport we might have read for 100 times, but we couldn't understand what क्या हो रहा है इसमें. But if you are connected to them, then only we can understand. Now here I'll tell another aspect. Arjuna, Arjuna is practically showing his frustration externally. He's venting out. He's really venting out. He repeated these things again and again. For example, if you are repeating something again and again, it's out of frustration. It's nothing more. This is what exactly happens in this material world. You touch anyone in this world. They are either frustrated through their relationships, they're frustrated through different situations or states, but they're frustrated. Why? Because they associated to this material nature. Now, if you actually see, Arjuna's submission is taking away all the frustration. Now, that is that submission? Do you remember a few days back we discussed about this? Submission is not easy. It's not a cheap thing, also. Oh, Arjuna did Karpana dosha, I will also do Karpana dosha. Oh, no, no. No, no, you should actually feel that in the heart. I'll tell another thing. Let's say you're eating, let's say you're eating prasad. Are you seeing going inside the teeth? Are you seeing how it is chewed? And then by seeing that process, are you getting happiness through that? No, you have seen the food, the prasad in your hand, you like that, and then you put it in your mouth and you're chewing it. Now, when you saw it, you get happiness. When you chew it, aren't you experiencing happiness? You experience joyful process. There is a happiness. From where the happiness is coming? Is it coming from the teeth? Is it coming from the tongue? Is it coming somewhere else? कैसा आ रहा है? From where happiness is coming? And why it is coming? Now the same prasad, if there is no salt in it, everything is there. There's no salt. If you really relish prasad, even if the salt is not there, still you'll be happy. Please understand, it's important. Why am I telling this is the happiness to the heart is not in the things which we do, but rather the happiness in the heart comes through experiences. It's not through things. Through things we cannot do anything. Through things we cannot get anything. Through experience only you get it. The same prasad, when you eat, you actually feel the happiness. Now, the happiness which you're feeling, other person cannot feel. But if the same consciousness which you are carrying, if the other person is also carrying, he also experiences the same happiness. For example, if the salt is not there, this happened multiple times actually. Salt is not there, but still you can experience the happiness. You'll feel that there is no salt, but still you'll be happy. Dear devotees, one thing is very important here. What I'm trying to tell here is, I'm not telling about salt or this or that. What I'm trying to tell here is, the experience you gain is not through external things. No, this is the whole reason why acharyas and their followers, what they do is, they don't need anything externally to get happiness. Please understand. उनको चाहिए ही नहीं. They don't need anything externally. For example, Prabhupada actually tells this. Now we have enough temples. Now try to go deeper. He told actually multiple times. Try to go deeper means try understanding the truth and then try to taste the holy names. When I was chanting Hare Krishna Mantra today, I was thinking about this. And if I simply chant for the pleasure of the Lord, doesn't matter what situation I have, I will be happy. Why if you just to chant for the Lord, you don't have to do anything. कुछ नहीं करने का है. You just chant and hear. You just feel happy that you are chanting. You just be in the present that you are chanting. You be in that state that Krishna gave you this chance to chant. You'll be happy. That means you have bodily discomfort, it doesn't matter. I remember today my spiritual master was telling about his father, very inspiring. He was telling his father has so many difficulties. He's in the fag end of his life. He's a very sincere soul. He is practicing since many years. Very sincere soul. I think he does 64 rounds every day, and then he reads like 2 hours or 3 hours. He has so many bodily discomforts, and he hears like 4 5 hours or so. He has so many bodily discomforts. Whatever you touch, there's a problem. He cannot hold the book properly. He cannot eat properly. He has to take liquids. He has a low digestion. He has so many health issues. He cannot walk properly. But whenever I haven't seen him complaining. I haven't seen him complaining. I remember spiritual master telling about him so many times that he said whenever I met him, he always tells about the glories of Guru Sadhu Shastra. He says that how happy he is taking the process. He says how satisfied he is internally by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That means if the process is so many ailments, so many problems actually, so many bodily problems. But he's not complaining for any of those problems. That means if a person is not complaining for those problems means that means he should have something higher than that. Vishya vinivartante niraharisdehino. रसवर्जम रसोप्यस्य परम दृष्टान वर्तते. That means उनको कुछ तो है. Something higher. He has something higher, which is a relation. He's satisfied with that. That higher is giving him happiness. And he's very grateful to everything. And then he said that he's telling that I'm ready to leave it any moment. Since 2 3 years, he's with this consciousness. Completely absorbed. No problems. No. Externally, if you see so many problems, but internally he has no problems. That means is a problem external or internal? Problem is internal only. If the problem is not internal, there's no problem external also. But every problem comes from internal only. Through thought process only, na, you get a problem. You think about the problem continuously. Then you get it. Otherwise, you don't get it now. If you don't feel that as a problem, do you feel that as a does it manifest? It doesn't manifest. Sandhya Mataji, can you put mute? Hare Krishna. So that problem is, that means what? Where is the problem? Is the problem internal? It is it is internal. If the problem is solved internally, then there is no problem external. Please understand this. We are feeling so much problems externally, means that is the problem internal. That is our internal problem. Internal problem is coming out. For example, if you are venting out on a person, please understand that that venting out didn't came just that moment. That venting out came through so much speculation about that person in your heart. Even on the, you did not tell that to the other person also. Please understand that venting out, you did not tell that to the other person, but the thoughts ran into your consciousness few times before. Or the situation came, the thoughts which were there in the mind, which you ran, which you discussed with those thoughts, which you took the association of those thoughts will come out. And that is called as frustration. Because the father will think about the child, I have done this. I remember my a close person who left the body. He was actually telling before he left, like 4 or 5 months back. He's telling about his sons. He's telling, I gave them so much. I stand in the queue to get him into a good school, top-notch school in Hyderabad. In those days, St. Paul's was a top-notch school in Hyderabad. Those days means I think they studied between 90s to 2000, between 80s to 2000, 80s to 90s. Yeah, they studied between 80s to 90s. 80s to 90s, St. Paul's in Hyderabad is a very top school. And then he was actually telling, I was in the line waiting for everything. I gave so much. I gave my life to them, but now they're not seeing me. They don't care me anymore. What is happening? Because he has definitely has done that. But that coming, that doing, that us analyzing those things, he did it directly. That is not coming through Guru Sadhu Shastra. Please understand. That is a whole point of frustration in this world. Anything you take here, this is how it is coming. For example, if there is frustration in the circle of devotees, we should understand. First foremost problem is they are not doing Shravana properly. First problem. If Shravana is not there, Kirtana will not come. That means we will not chant. Because we will not get Spurti kidhar se aayega. Because you are not seeing Krishna face to face. Inspiration, from where you will get the inspiration? If there is no inspiration, from where the chanting will come? Even if the chanting is done, the chanting will be mechanical, but the chanting will not be done through inspiration. That means we don't feel that, yes, I have to chant this for the pleasure of the Lord. Because we didn't get that. But when the Shravana is done properly, then what is happening? This channel will move forward. That means the frustration which we get frustrations, but the frustration will be nullified because we are doing Shravana and we are taking shelter. Please understand, because we are protected. Is not Arjuna protected here? He is protected here. Arjuna is protected here. Please understand, Arjuna's protection is amazing here. He is totally protected here. There's no problem to him. But that went out is very important. Please understand, the venting out is only coming through the false ego. There is no other reason for venting out. Because we think ourselves as a superior in the heart. Because if I think I myself as superior, I'll put the other person down in my heart. If I put the other person down in my heart, then eventually when a situation comes, the other person who is actually down, that exact words will manifest outside. I will write it down. Those exact words will manifest out. Nobody wants to discuss these things, but these things are very important. Arjuna is discussing these things. Hare Krishna. I think I'll stop here. Continue. Continue next. Anyone would like to add anything? Otherwise, we'll stop it here. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any comments? Guru Nahatva Imahanubavan Shreya Bhoktam Vaksam Api Haloke Patvarta Kamamstu Gurun Haiva Bunji Bhogan Rudira Pradigdhan. Next sloka. Hare Krishna. Is sharing his heart more? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Babaji, then Pranam all glories to Prabhupada. Thank you for giving a wonderful lecture, Babaji. Thank you everyone for joining today. Is there anyone that would like to ask any questions or comments before I do the Prem Davani?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. All yours, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, thank you so very much, Prabhu. Connecting to the shloka on a real world, what's the reason for the frustration? It's just that not connecting to the Lord, not connecting to the source. If it is connected, then we would see everyone as part and parcel of Krishna. So it'll definitely will take time to get to that consciousness constantly, not like at one point we know that we hear and then we forget. For that, the continuous Shravana and Smarana on the we have to check our consciousness at that point of time, um, and then respond, not react according to what acharyas are saying. So this sloka is if you see it on a knowledge platform, it's nothing. It's just that Arjuna is counter attacking on with on a sattva platform only. But then only if we know that we are part and parcel on what Krishna side of it is, So thank you so very much, Prabhu. Beautifully explained.
See, actually, if you see further, the first word itself, Krishna told Arjuna to fight. And Arjuna is not fighting. Not fighting itself is an indication that he wants to go away from what Lord is trying to tell. Step one itself, it's gone. That means, for example, if I'm writing if remember we studied mathematics. We're writing a theorem. Our first step itself, our assumption is wrong. Do we get the hence proof correct?
No.
We will try to figure out किधर problem क्या we are searching in the middle. The problem is in the top only. It's like Arjuna is searching in the middle. This is the problem because Varnashna Dharma, Varna Shankara is coming. The woman will be killed. All these things will happen. I will die. I will quit the battle. How can I kill my father? How can I kill my grandfather? These are all in the middle. Now, what is the top? Disobeying the orders of the Lord. That means that the first step itself, this assumption is wrong. Entire theorem, you thoroughly did it. You did it for 1 hour, but you'll not get the answer. That is exactly happening in our life. In this material world, that is exactly what is happening. That means the root is not properly connected. When the root is not properly connected, then what happens is everything, that means the problems which are coming, we get affected to that. Because we are not connected there. Because Arjuna had a problem is affected. Now Arjuna is showing if you are not connected to the root, you'll also get a problem. Arjuna is telling us, oh, if you're not connected to the words of Srila Prabhupada, you will be affected. That's what he's telling. It's very clear telling. If you're not connecting to his words, you'll be dejected. I remember one devotee is telling, oh, Prabhupada told this four-legged principle. I think he should change this. Are Babre, you become better, so far superior than Srila Prabhupada. Then I understood that that person is not practicing Krishna consciousness because he became familiar with the Acharya. Just telling, oh, Prabhupada should change the regulative principles. What is this? Meat eating, interaction, illicit sex, gambling. Should change, you should add more. You should remove something and then he should add. Doesn't understand the gist behind that. See, when an Acharya says something, it is there for next 10,000 years. Now, whoever follows that, he will realize Krishna and go back and back to Godhead. Whoever doesn't follow, we don't see that person practicing very seriously. Why people do not practice very seriously to the words of the Acharyas? Because they don't give importance to the Acharya. That is exactly happening. The moment today, what is happening? People don't follow. People say that, oh, I'll create something new. They don't read proper books. They say that, oh, I have some new books. Let me read this. Well, let me try to read Jiva Goswami. Are you don't understand what Srila Prabhupada said? What do you understand what Jiva Goswami said? Let me read Jiva Goswami. Let me read Govinda Bhashya. We don't understand what Srila Prabhupada said. What do you understand? The other acharyas. The problem. That means if you are not connected to the root, what happens is, for example, if you are building some apartment, if you do not have a proper foundation, will it sustain? It will not sustain. It cannot sustain. I see so many devotees they ignore chapter 1. Actually, everything is there in chapter 1. Because chapter 1 will lay the foundation. And then it will tell us to become a devotee what we have to do. Because if this chapter 1 is kind of ignored, then what happens is, whatever we read after that, it will be only information, but that information will not change our heart. Because we never felt that we have to take the association of an acharya. We never felt that in our life. When that is not, but that is not felt, when that is never felt, then what happens? The process becomes weak. Because if you're trying to think that, oh, Prabhupada should have, I remember one time Zolan's Radhanath Swami Maharaj telling. One devotee came and asked Maharaj, I want to do Bhakti Vaibhav. Maharaj immediately he did not speak. He said, Maharaj, again, I want to do Bhakti Vaibhav. And Maharaj said, okay, after completing Bhakti Vaibhav, you know what you'll be? He's telling, seeing the future, he's telling. You know what you'll be? After completing Bhakti, you'll tell, oh Prabhupada, the purport is very short here. Prabhupada could have added few more lines here. Prabhupada could have said something else here. Prabhupada only wrote something here, just little here. And this purport is very small. Or this purport is 3 pages. I think Prabhupada repeated few things. It shouldn't have been repeated. We say you wrote 3 pages? Wow. No, I think it's not required, 3 pages. Maharaj said, you'll become like this. Maharaj, I don't want to become like this. What do you have to do? And Maharaj said, don't do it. Then again he said, Maharaj, I really want to do it, Maharaj. He again insisted 2, 3 times. If you really want to do it, I'll tell another thing. You know what? What happens after completing this? You'll see other devotees. Hey, this person is not Bhakti Vaibhav. Hey, this person is not Bhakti Shastri. Hey, this person is not that. Hey, this person is only doing cooking. This person is only doing this, that, so many other things. Hi, I am Bhakti Ashish, I am Shastri. Bhakti Shastri. I am Brahmana. Second initiated. See, you will tell this. Then Maharaj said, oh, you are not qualified. See, you'll do all of these things. Why you have to go to Bhakti Vaibhav? Then later on he said, Maharaj, is there a solution to this? There is only one solution. You should follow the words of the Acharyas as it is, in the mode of servant of the servant of the servant. And then if you see, you should see every fellow devotee as a brother and sister. And you should respect them very nicely. You should offer obeisances to them. You should take blessings of them. That cooking devotee, he'll give you blessings. Take blessing from that devotee. He might not do any bhakti shastri bhakti, but he'll bless you. Take blessing from him. Then you'll understand what bhakti is. Then you'll not judge. That is very important. The problem is, the problem is we don't want to read. We don't want to understand. We don't want to take the association of Srila Prabhupada. And we don't want to take the association of Srila Prabhupada. What happens? We take this association, but we ignore Srila Prabhupada. We take this only. We read Bhagavad Gita only. But we never give importance to Srila Prabhupada. The preacher doesn't understand this. If he's telling left and right, he's telling his glories. He's not benefiting himself. He's not benefiting the person who's hearing from him. There's a person who is hearing, he'll also tell his glories also. His glories only. Please understand. That's why it's a great responsibility actually. The person who is actually preaching is a great responsibility. He should follow first thing. I remember my spiritual master has blessed us so much actually. Because for years he did not tell us to preach actually. For years. For some devotees 10, 15 years, he did not tell. After 15 years of practice, he told, now you preach. This is not something which we just learn in a couple of days or something like that. This is an attitude which we need to cultivate. That means we should have immense respect to them. See, whenever every day spiritual master Srila Prabhupada will come. Why? Because they are the life. If they are not there, we are not there. If they are not there, these words will not come. But if these words are coming without the absence of them, that is, please understand, that is simply coming through false ego. And that false ego, what happens is, it's like a market share. It will go up, 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 one day, sudden fall, crash. 20,000 points. Crash. Because false ego is like a puri. Prabhupada says a puffed up puri. False ego is like that. It's a puri when it is kept in the oil. Puri is flat first. When it's kept in the oil, it becomes puffed up. Prabhupada uses his word, puffed up. Becomes big, enlarged. You put a needle, it is gone. False ego is like that. How the needle is coming? One word person is telling to him, you're not a preacher. That's it. He's dejected. One word, you're not a preacher. You're not a devotee. If a person is telling that person who's actually preaching, you're not a preacher, you're not a devotee. He's dejected. He'll be mad on that person. Because when the science is learned through false ego, these are the outcomes. I remember my spiritual master always focuses a lot on the anarthas. Why? Because when one focuses on anarthas, we can actually see our heart, our consciousness. And they go internal. This is exactly what Arjuna is actually doing here. He's sharing his heart. Krishna is telling that is wrong. That is wrong. He accepted because he has no false ego. He's a pure soul. Prabhupada says that this consciousness we need to establish. Ashoshan, Anvashosham, Pragnavadansa, Gata Suna, Gata Suncha, Nana Sochanti Pandita. Krishna is telling Arjuna, you're lamenting for that which is not supposed to be lamented. Why are you lamenting? So it's a great science read about this. If you are free, if you are checking our heart, becoming free from these anarthas, what is happening is this process is a joyful process. You'll release this science every day. Shravana Kirtan is the best process, best medicine for us. We should always show, we should never be puffed up. Never ever be puffed. I'm talking to myself also. That false ego can come at any moment. It can, it came to the heart of Hiranyakashipu exalted personality. But we are like infidels in front of him. He was affected. Ravana, he was affected. Aren't we? Who are we? Can we stand like Hiranyakashipu? I always think like this. Can we use Hiranyakashipu is a great person. I remember Sri Prabhupada is telling Shriman Hiranyakashipu. Only Radhana Swami Maharaj tells in one class. He says Prabhupada uses this word Shriman Hiranyakashipu.
Mhm.
So because he's standing on his toe, can we do that? Or that person is affected by false ego. What about us? No, we're like Gan ke actually. One little sense gratification is shown to us, we show our tail like this and then go. We forget Krishna, we forget Acharyas, we forget everything. That is the power of this material nature. So our only shelter is to surrender. I have no qualification, I have nothing. You tell me what to be done. This is the only way to become Krishna conscious. Completely dependent. Arjuna dependent. Arjuna surrendered. Arjuna dependent. Arjuna is what? Who can shoot the arrows in the blind, in the dark. He can hit the target even if it is pitch dark. Now that person, he is telling, I cannot do anything. Now, can we do big meditations? How much concentration can we do? If gulab jamun comes in the meditation, immediately the meditation goes off. And then we go towards gulab jamun and then eat that gulab jamun and again come back without offering. Again, we try to practice a meditation. Is that meditation? Prabhupada says that we cannot do meditation in this Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga process is do hearing, do chanting, follow what Lord Chaitanya says, because he's Yuga avatar. Na? Your Yuga avatar, he did not tell to do meditation. He told you chant Hare Krishna. Come together, association. When you come together, then we'll see, oh, this person. Either we'll try to find faults or they'll try to find faults. This is where you'll actually churning udhar hi hota hai na. A lot of people will say, I'll stay at home. I'll not take association. You'll stay at home, your consciousness will be also. You'll not go back on back to garden. But when you are in the association, what happens is 10 people will tell 10 things. Now we should see how our heart is reacting to that. Hare Krishna. Thank you. I'll stop. Please forgive me. Please excuse me if I caused you any inconvenience, if I spoke anything wrong, caused you any discomforts through my words. Please excuse me. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Pranam, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Again, everyone, thank you for joining today, and thank you, Nilagavana Das Babaji. I will now sit for Vandavani.